Namaste students. In the previous class, we studied about Rolle's theorem and mean value theorem. Okay. So, you know that suppose a function is continuous in the closed interval and closed interval a comma b, differentiable in the open interval a comma b, and f of a equal to f of b, then Rolle's theorem is applicable, and then there exists a point c in open interval a comma b such that f dash of c is equal to 0. That is Rolle's theorem. Okay. Suppose the function is continuous in the closed interval a comma b and differentiable in the open interval a comma b, then there exists a point c in a comma b such that f dash of c is equal to f of b minus f of a divided by b minus a. That is mean value theorem. Okay. So, we took some examples for Rolle's theorem and mean value theorem, and also we took some functions where Rolle's theorem or mean value theorem is not applicable. Now, what about the converse of Rolle's theorem? Okay, we just state converse of Rolle's theorem. See, statement of Rolle's theorem is f of x is differentiable in the closed interval a comma b, open interval a comma b, continuous in the closed interval a comma b, and f of a is equal to f of b. There is three assumption, correct? Three postulates. Then there exists a point c in open interval a comma b such that f dash of c is equal to 0. So, converse is what? If there exists a point c in a comma b such that f dash of c is equal to 0, then f of x is continuous, f of x is differentiable, and then f of a is equal to f of b. Okay, that is actually how we take. But in mathematics, there is a provision that we take the converse of the Rolle's theorem as assume f of x is continuous in closed interval a comma b. Okay, f of x is continuous in closed interval a comma b and differentiable in open interval a comma b. Okay, if there exists c in a comma b such that f dash of c equal to 0, then f of a is equal to f of b. Okay, so converse of Rolle's theorem we take like this. Okay, actually if there exists c in a comma b such that f dash of c is equal to 0, then f of a equal to f of b and all these conditions. But first we assume f of x is continuous in a comma b, closed interval a comma b, and differentiable in open interval a comma b. If there exists a point c in a comma b such that f dash of c is equal to 0, then you have to get this condition. Okay, so this we take as a converse of Rolle's theorem. Okay, like that also we take a converse of the Rolle's theorem, because we have here in the first part we have three postulates. That is one about continuity, another one about differentiability, another one this function value f of a is equal to f of b. So, if any two conditions we already assume, we have to prove for the third one. Okay. So, now we check whether it is true, converse of the Rolle's theorem is true. We just consider one example, that is f of x is equal to x cube in closed interval minus 2 comma 2. So, now this is a polynomial function, correct? X cube here monomial, but we algebraic function, but it is continuous in closed interval minus 2 comma 2. Okay. So, x cube is polynomial function therefore it is continuous in closed interval minus 2 comma 2. Okay, it is continuous in closed interval minus 2 comma 2. Now f dash of x is equal to 3x square. Okay, f dash of x is equal to 3x square is defined in minus 2 comma 2. Therefore, it is differentiable in open interval minus 2 comma 2. Okay, that assumption is over. Now, you have to find a point C in A comma B such that f dash of C is equal to 0. So, you have here derivative is 3x squared. So, if you put x is equal to 0, derivative becomes 0, and that 0 lies between the open interval. This lies in the open interval minus 2 comma 2. Now, 0 in minus 2 comma 2 such that f dash of 0 equal to 3 into 0 square equal to 0. Okay, so we took this part. Now you have to check for f of A is equal to f of B, that you have to consider. So now what is f of minus 2? That is 3 into minus 2 square equal to 3 into 4, 12. Then f of 2 is equal to 3 into 2 square, that is 3 into 4. You have to check for f of x. Okay, so f of minus 2, that is equal to minus 2 cube equal to minus 8. F of 2, that equal to 2 cube 8. So what we get? F of minus 2 is not equal to f of 2. Okay, f of minus 2 is not equal to f of 2. So what we can conclude? The converse of the Rolle's theorem need not be true. Okay, therefore the converse of the Rolle's theorem need not be true. Okay, so this is converse of Rolle's theorem. Converse of Rolle's theorem, that assume f of x is continuous in A comma B and differentiable in open interval A comma B. So this is converse, and we have one example problem. So using this example, we can say that converse of the Rolle's theorem need not be true. Okay, converse is not true. Clear? Is it clear? So exam point of view, this year this is not important. Okay, that is I think Rolle's theorem and mean value theorem is not for this time. Okay, this year it is not included for your board exam, but it is important for your competitive exams. Okay, so this is about Rolle's theorem and mean value theorem. So now we take some more problems, some miscellaneous problems which we not solved already. We just take some important problems. Important means that type of problems you may get. Okay, so we take first one, miscellaneous problems. So if y equal to sine inverse of x plus sine inverse of root of 1 minus x square. Okay, sine inverse of x plus root of sine inverse of 1 minus x square, 0 less than x less than 1, find dy by dx. Okay, find dy by dx. So here see, one method is you have to directly differentiate with respect to x, or sine inverse of root 1 minus x square. See here, this can be written as cos inverse x. Is it okay? Because you know that, see, when you consider the triangle, or here when you consider sine inverse of root of 1 minus x square equal to theta, then sine theta equal to root of 1 minus x square. Okay, sine theta equal to root of 1 minus x square. So that is nothing but here root of 1 minus cos square theta equal to root of 1 minus x square. Squaring both sides, 1 minus cos square theta equal to 1 minus x square. So here 1 and 1 cancels, minus cos square theta equal to minus x square, and x equal to cos theta. Okay, so x is equal to cos theta, that implies theta equal to cos inverse of x. Okay, so you can write directly this as sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x, but sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is pi by 2. So dy by dx that equal to 0. Okay, so we have sin inverse of x plus sin inverse of root of 1 minus x square. If you directly differentiate, then what we get? Sin inverse of x, you have to take 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Then here this is little bit 1 by root of 1 minus root of 1 minus x square whole square. Okay, so you have to do some simplification there, but using property of inverse trigonometric function, this is easy. Okay, so this is one problem. You take next problem. That is sin inverse y equal to sin inverse of 2 to the power x plus 1 divided by 1 plus 4 to the power x. Okay, find dy by dx. Okay, right, direct differentiation, that is little bit difficult, correct? Direct differentiation is not possible. So what we do? We have to do some simplification. Sin inverse 2 to the power x plus 1, that is 2 to the power x into 2 divided by 1 plus, here 4 to the power x can be taken as 2 to the power x whole square. Okay, because you have here, suppose we have, see, 4 to the power 2 or 2 to, like that, both are same, correct? So this is 16, this is also 16. Okay, so 2 to the power x whole square. So this becomes, what we do, this becomes sin inverse of 2 into 2 to the power x divided by 1 plus 2 to the power x whole square. So this, see here, 2x by 1 plus x square, this is of the form 2x divided by 1 plus x square. If you have that, already we solved that, here we have to give substitution tan theta. So put 2 to the power x is equal to tan theta. Then what we have? Theta equal to tan inverse of 2 to the power x. So here we get sin inverse of 2 tan theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta. Okay, put 2 to the power x is equal to tan theta. So sin inverse is 2 tan theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta. So that is nothing but sin inverse of, okay, sin inverse of, okay, sin inverse of sin 2 theta, 2 tan theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta, that is nothing but sin 2 theta. Sin inverse of sin 2 theta, that is 2 theta. But what is theta? That is tan inverse of 2 to the power x. Okay, tan inverse of 2 to the power x. So this is y. Now differentiate with respect to x. dy by dx, that is equal to 2 into derivative of tan inverse of 2 to the power x, 1 by 1 plus 2 to the power x whole square. Okay, 1 plus 2 to the power x whole square. Then derivative of this 2 to the power x, that is 2 to the power x into log 2. So this becomes 2 in log 2 into 2 to the power x divided by 1 plus 4 to the power x. 2 to the power x whole square is 4 to the power x. So this becomes, or we write log 2 afterwards, 2 to the power x plus 1 into log 2 divided by 1 plus 4 to the power x. Okay, 2 to the power 2 into 2 to the power x, that is nothing but 2 to the power x plus 1 into log 2 divided by 1 plus 4 to the power x. So this is about the derivative of this particular function. Next, next problem we take, that is, you take the problem, f of x is equal to mod x whole cube. Show that f double dash of x exists for all real values of x. For all real values of x, okay? F of x is equal to mod x whole cube. Show that f double dash of x exists for all real values of x. So first you define f of x. F of x is equal to what? That is equal to mod x cube. But there is a definition for a mod x, that is modulus of x equal to x if x greater than or equal to 0. It is minus x if x less than 0. So this is mod x, here modulus of x cube is x cube if x greater than or equal to 0. It is minus x cube if x less than 0. So then what you have? F dash of x equal to, that is 3x square if x greater than or equal to 0. It is minus 3x square if x less than 0. Okay? Directly f dash of x, if x greater than or equal to 0, it is 3x square, and it is minus 3x square if x less than 0. So now you can differentiate this f double dash of x, that is nothing but 6x if x greater than or equal to 0 minus 6x if x less than 0. Okay, so therefore f double dash of x exists for all real values of x. Okay, f double dash of x exists for all real values of x. This one method of differentiation, or either another way you can use that definition, that is the first principle, left hand derivative and right hand derivative. Okay, so if you take a left hand derivative, first derivative, that is when h tends to 0 minus, you are getting minus h cube by h. Okay, so h and h cancels, there h square 0. When it is tends to 0 plus, then you get h cube by h. So h square, that also 0, both are equal to 0. So here also, after differentiating this also, h square by h. Okay, so that way also you can differentiate, you get this particular answer. Therefore, f double dash of x exists for all real values of x. Real values of x. Okay, so this is the derivative of a function, second order derivative of a function at all real values of this particular function. Okay, f of x is equal to modulus of x whole cube. Okay, take down the next problem, that is does there exist a function which is continuous everywhere but not differentiable at exactly 2 points. Okay, does there exist a function which is continuous everywhere? Continuous everywhere. Everywhere, but not differentiable at exactly 2 points. Okay, not differentiable at exactly 2 points. So you have to identify such function. Is there exists such function? See, suppose I take a function modulus of x plus modulus of x plus 1. Okay, modulus of x plus modulus of x plus 1. See, modulus of x continuous everywhere. Modulus of x plus 1 is also continuous everywhere. So this function is continuous everywhere. Now, mod x is not differentiable at x is equal to 0. That we proved already. Similarly, this mod x plus 1 is not differentiable at x is equal to minus 1. Okay. So, there are points 0 and minus 1 where this particular function is not differentiable. So, we can give so many examples for this function. Okay. We take here different values, different constant here. And also here modulus of x or modulus of x plus 1, x plus 2, any way you can take. So, f of x equal to mod x plus 1 is a function which is continuous at everywhere, but not differentiable at x equal to 0 and at x is equal to minus 1. Since mod x is not differentiable at x is equal to 0, mod x plus 1 is not differentiable at x is equal to minus 1. So this is the example where we take this continuous everywhere but not differentiable at exactly 2 points. Okay, we take one more problem here. If y equal to f of x, g of x, h of x, L, M, N, A, B, C. Okay, if y is this, f of x, g of x, determinant, this is the determinant, f of x, g of x, h of x, L, M, N, A, B, C. Then prove that dy by dx is equal to f dash of x, g dash of x, h dash of x, L, M, N, A, B, C, where L, M, N, A, B, C are all constants. Okay. So how to prove this? Determinant evaluation. All of you know the determinant evaluation. We evaluate the determinant along the first row. F of x into here MC minus, first deleting the first row, first column, M into C minus N into B, minus G of x into deleting the first row and second column, L into C minus N into A, plus H of x deleting the first row and third column, L into B minus M into A. So this is evaluation of the determinant. Now dy by dx, because all these are constant, this mc minus nb is constant, we have to keep the constant as it is, differentiate this. So f dash of x into mc minus nb minus g dash of x into lc minus na plus h dash of x into lb minus ma. So this is same as here, the same, only change in here. F of x we have here, here we get f dash of x. Therefore this is nothing but f dash of x in f dash of x, determinant f dash of x, g dash of x, h dash of x. Here L, M, N, A, B, C. We got this. See this, you remember this as a standard result. Most of the time you will get this question in your competitive exam, CET, like that CET exam, they will ask such type of a question, okay. Suppose we have f of x, g of x, h of x, l, m, n, a, b, c, then you have to find dy by dx. So you can remember this result, okay. So this is about the chapter continuity and differentiability, okay. So one of the very important chapter in second PUC mathematics, okay. It is very important because in the marks, when you consider the marks in exam, okay, that is annual exam, here weightage is there, 20 marks questions you will get from this particular chapter, okay. So exam point of view also this is important, and also this is a basic chapter in calculus, okay. Using this chapter now you have to develop some more topics. You have to take, we studied differentiation, now you have to apply this differentiation. That means you have to study application of derivatives, and also one of the important chapter, that is integration, that is the basic, for that also this is a basic chapter. So you have to you have to understand the concept properly, okay, and you solve different types of problems under this chapter, okay. You have so many questions in your textbook also, you have exercise problems, also example problems, and miscellaneous exercise and miscellaneous example problems are there. So most of the problems we solved already, but try to solve some more which are not solved yet, okay. So take that problems and practice to get the solution or differentiation, derivative of that particular function. So every topic is important. First we studied continuity. So continuity is also one of the important concept. So you have to first understand the definition of continuous function, continuity, and then method of solving some problems, okay. You have different questions in that continuity part, and also then chain rule is very essential part of this differentiation, okay. Chain rule is very, very important because we are using chain rule in most of the derivatives of a function. So chain rule, and then we have different methods of differentiation, that means techniques, where we have implicit functions, and similarly we had inverse trigonometric functions, and then logarithm, exponential, logarithmic differentiation, parametric differentiation, all that things are important. So in each topic you may get one particular question, okay, for your annual examination. You may get one question under parametric differentiation, one question under logarithmic differentiation, one question under implicit, and one question under inverse trigonometric function, and one under chain rule, okay. Chain rule always you will get 1 marks question for chain rule, and then we have second order derivative, there always you get 5 marks question, okay. So all concepts are very, very important. So please try to understand the concept properly, okay, because this is very important. So thus we finish the chapter. Thank you everyone.